Hello to all. In this video, I'm going to share function called days, and days360. These functions are very useful in calculating the days in a week, month, and year, or a difference between two dates. So let's move ahead and see these functions one by one. The first function in this video is day function. So let's check the say definition of this function. It returns the day of the month, a number from 1 to 31. Whenever you apply this function, it will look to a particular date and it will fetch you the day of that particular month. So for let's now check the syntax. The syntax is very simple, that equals day versus start, serial number, and versus close. So serial number stands for day here in the syntax. To check this function, I have listed some random dates here. It is in MMDDYY format, month, day, and year format. So let's apply this function and see how it's work. So equals and day. Once you type your function on the halfway, it will highlight your function with yellow. Once your desired function is highlighted with yellow, you can double click on that, or you can also press tab. What it will do, it will insert the function along with the starting braces. So now we have the function here and the syntax as well. So syntax says us next to select the serial number. So what serial number does, so serial number is the date which we need to pick. So this is my date I have selected, and now you can close your braces or you can hit enter, both will work. So I prefer to hit enter. It will automatically insert the braces, as you can see here. So in this date 15 is the day of that particular month, of the February month. So now this function has pulled the day from my date. Now I need to apply the same function in all the dates here. So what I can do, first I can drag this down and press Ctrl D. It will insert the formula till bottom. Or what I can do, I can go here, I can pick this square. If you can see, you can pick this square and I will drag till bottom. It will fill the automatically, it will fill the function for me till bottom. You can see in this it's February 17 2017. So the 17 is the day of that particular month, so it has pulled 17 from the date. To understand this function, I will be showing an example to you. So what I have taken from this date, if anyone comes before 15, then he will be paid, and if any person is coming after 15, then he will be not paid. So let's go and see this example. So to demonstrate this example and use of day, I will be using another function formula, that is if equals. If this is start. Now the syntax of this function says logical test. In logical test, I will be using the day function to pull the day. So I'll go and select this and this is close. Now, so this function, now what I'm highlighting now, this section, highlighted section or the selected section, will pull a number from the given date. So that date should be before 15. If it's 15, then my statement should say pay, and if it is not, then don't pay. And now quotation ends. So any character in the formula, in any formula, should be within quotations. So now I've done it and I need to hit enter. So you can see I have applied this formula in this function, in sorry, on this date. So this date has 15, so the person came on February 15, so it is not before 15, so he will not be paid. So let's check for others. Select till bottom and press Ctrl D. Now let's check this. He came on 8 3 2015, so it is third of the month, so it's before 15, so he will be paid. So you can see how I have applied this day function to calculate if I need to pay to a person or not. Similarly, you can apply this in combination with other functions to get your desired result. So now let's move ahead to the second function in this video, that is days. Second function in this video is days. So let's check the syntax of this function. So what this function does, returns the number of days between two dates. If we enter two dates in this function, then it will give the difference uh, of how many days are between the two dates. So now let's check the syntax. The syntax is very simple, that equals days versus start, end date, comma, start date versus close. So remember, first you will have the end date, then you will be having the start date. To have the result in positive, if you enter the start date first and end date afterwards, then it will give you the result in negative. So now let's go and check this function. So press equals day, and now I can select this with arrow down, then tab. Now syntax says to select the end date, so my end date will be this, and then syntax says me to put comma, and then it has a highlighted start date. My start date will be this. Remember, the end date will be always greater and the start date will be always smaller to have the result in positive. Now you can hit enter to close the braces. And now I can select this and press Ctrl D to get this function till bottom. So you can see I have the number of difference of days, how many days of difference are between these two dates. The first one, open date and close date. So these are the two dates of a service request. So this is the number of days between the open and close. Now we will be having an example to check how we can use this function. So I have written a question here. If difference between open and close date is less than 300, then good service, else not. So if the difference between these two is less than 300, then it is a good service, and if it is not, then it's not a good service. So now let's go and check this. Equals, if, now in logical test we will put days, and in this end date will be this, comma, this is close, and if it is greater than 300, then sorry I have put it's less than 300, then it's a good service. Let's put a capital letter, good service, else not good service. Let's close the braces and hit enter. Okay, I have just forget to put something. It should be a comma here, not a full stop, comma, and I should have space here, and if you don't put the space, it's fine. Then you can have Control D. Okay, I think I have just done the reverse of it. I should have the sign this word, Okay, now I can press Control D here. So you can see the difference between these two dates are less than 300, so it's good service. And the in this there is a difference more than 300, so it's not a good service. This is how you can apply the days function to have your result. So that's all in this function. Let's move to the next one. The last function in this video is Days360. So let's check the definition of this function. So it says returns the number of days between two dates based on 360 days year, 12, 30 days month. So what it does, it similarly gives you the number of days uh, which we had seen in the second part, that is days function. So what this function assumes that there are 360 days in a year, and all the months are 30 days month. There is no 28 days month, or there is no 31 days month. So this is what the definition of this function is. Now let's see the syntax. Syntax says equals day days 360 versus start date comma end date comma method. So now let's apply this function to see. So now I have two dates here, and I need to find the difference between these two dates. Let's see. Press equals days 360, then my start date will be this and end date will be this, comma. So now the third one is the method. The third part in this formula is method. Method is optional. For your information, if anything is in square bracket in formula, so that is optional. So you can use this, or you can leave it as leave it, and there will be no difference um, in your result. So let's close this and hit enter. You can see there is 350 is the outcome, that is difference between these two dates. So now I need the difference for rest of the dates. So what I'll do, I'll select this and press Ctrl D. This is what I have received, the difference between the dates. This is the dates. So this is how you can apply days 360 function. And there is no difference between the days and days 360 function. So I will prefer and I will suggest you to use the days function more than days 360. So similarly, I have the same example which I had just shared in the second part. Now let's apply this equals days 360 start date. Okay, sorry, I think I forgot something. I need to apply if logic first. So if there is a difference between open and close less than 300, then good service, or it's not a good service. So this is the example. So let's apply if formula, and the logical test will be days 360 start date comma end date, and the outcome should be greater than 300. So it's a good service, and it's not good service. So now let's close the quotation. This is close, hit enter, and let's drag this down. So you can see we have the results. So difference between these two dates is 205, so it's a good service. And for this there is a difference is 464, so it's not a good service. So this is how you can use this function in days 360. So that's all in this video. Do like, share, subscribe and promote my channel. And if you have any query or question, do put them in comment section. I will look into it, work and post a video on that. Thank you. Enjoy.